Hey there, how's it going? So today's gonna be part two of the video that I did a couple months ago, talking about like the first few months to start making power with the OBS. Well, this is gonna be part two of that video, how to make real power with these things. Anyway, stay tuned. So your first part is gonna be your e-fuel, because the stock mechanical pump on these things just can't keep up with bigger injectors, with bigger demand, with more power. They're very limited. So e-fuel is gonna be one of the first things you want to throw on these things. What I have is an irate diesel kit for this thing. So far I've been pretty happy with it. Some people have problems with it, with them leaking and other stuff like that. So far mine has been perfect, no problem. So that's probably gonna be one of your first upgrades. Second upgrade, intercooler, for sure. Our trucks came stock without an intercooler, and these things get hot fast. So with bigger injectors, even without bigger injectors, you definitely want to throw an intercooler, because if you got a ship, you're gonna be throwing more fuel into your truck. You're gonna be making more heat, and you definitely want to keep things cool under there. You want to keep your truck in one piece. You want to keep that engine intact. So throwing an intercooler is gonna be one of the biggest peace of mind things that you can do for these things, to keep them in one piece, to make sure that everything's working good. And you'll probably gain some horsepower with that thing too. So intercooler is for sure a must. What I have is a E99 setup on this thing. So spider, tubes, intercooler, and I did all of this minus powder coating and new boots for under, I think, 200 bucks. What I got it for. A new kit from a company like Banks or anyone else that offers full kits for this thing, you're looking well into about $1,200, $1,300, even $1,500 for an intercooler setup. So this is a great deal if you can get your hands on one of them. They are kind of hard to find, but if you can, I think it's well worth it. I have a video for the full install. I'll also leave a link, as well as for the e-fuel and everything else that I've done. So that's gonna be number two. So now the next couple things are gonna depend a lot on a few things, and that's gonna be more about power level you want to be at. If you want to be at 400, 500, 600 horsepower, and how much you want to spend, which is probably going to be the most limiting factor for a lot of people, because you can get different parts that'll allow you to make more power, like our number three, the high pressure oil pump, or HPOP. Now what I have installed on here is a Terminator T500 HPOP that I got from Riff Raff Diesel. It's a great pump, at least as far as I'm concerned. But if you're going to be going to the 300cc, even the high 200cc injectors, you might be taxing a little bit, and you might need something else, like a go with dual HPOPs, or some higher. I believe Swamps offers a pretty good HPOP that's capable of handling some pretty heavy duty, pretty big injectors for your 7.3. Now, of course, probably if you're looking into getting into those high horsepower numbers, you probably already know all this. But anyways, I still want to give you an idea of what it takes to get these trucks to higher horsepowers. So now HPOP. Now the next few things are going to be more of a peace of mind thing, to make sure that your truck stays in one piece. Because once you go, I would say probably at least over 400 horsepower, you want to do these next few things, which I haven't done yet, because I'm only pushing about 30 psi max boost that I've seen. But if you go over, like, I would say 40, or at least, like in your 30s, anywhere over 30s, you want to do at least valve springs, especially if your truck has a lot of miles and you're making a lot of power, a lot of boost. You definitely want to do valve springs. You want to do push rods, and you really want to consider ARP head studs while you're already in there, just to make sure you keep the heads on your block, and you keep the boost, and you don't want to get any valve float or none of that stuff. You want to make sure that you keep everything happy in one piece, just like I said with the intercooler. Those are things that will give you peace of mind, and I highly recommend that you think about those if you're trying to go anywhere over 400 horsepower, or if you start seeing that you're pushing a lot of boost. So these last two items, they're the fun things. They're the things that everybody wants to get, and they're for sure the things that are going to help you make a bunch of power. And our fifth item is going to be your turbo. Now I have a stock turbo, a fully rebuilt with pretty much all aftermarket parts, except for the compressor housing. That's the only thing that's basically still stock on this thing. Everything else I got off of KC turbos. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the best way you can rebuild your own stock turbo without buying a whole new one with parts that I got. I have a billet compressor wheel, a SXC 300 style turbine wheel. I have a 1.0 exhaust housing, 360-degree bearings on this thing, deleted EVPV, it's deleted on it, deleted pedestal, and it works great. Like I said, it pushes around 30 psi when you're really flooring it, and it works great. It sounds great. But this thing probably won't get you to the 400s, and if it does, that turbo probably won't last all that long on your truck. So you want to make sure that you upgrade to something. I really like KC turbos, and I think once I go bigger, I'm definitely going to go with them because they offer great products. But you can also go T4. You can go for a full 300 SXE base turbo, 369, 366. You can go even to the higher, you know, 400 series turbos will be something great for your truck. But like I said, KC turbos offer some great turbos for these trucks. They have a full lineup of turbos now from anywhere from where we're at, you know, from stock injectors and stuff all the way up to, you know, wild turbos. And I think that's something that I'm gonna go with. You know, I definitely like the quality and the service that they provide, and I definitely recommend you guys to go with them. Now, they don't pay me, I've hardly even actually talked to them other than, you know, when I needed help when I was rebuilding my turbo, and they were fast to help. And they're just a great company. You know, it's hard to find people that would actually help you and they actually spend the time to, you know, innovate and make great products for our trucks. So like I said, I highly recommend them, and I always do for any turbo stuff. But if you want to go T4, because you've got a lot more options going that route, so that's up to you. I think if you're gonna go really big, you'll probably want to go with the T4 setup for your turbos, but that's a little bit more involved. So now to the last final piece of the puzzle, which is going to be your injectors. That's where you're going to make the power. With diesel, you make power with the fuel. You can have all the air in the world, but if you don't have that fuel to back it up, you're not going to do anything with it. Now what I have is 180 cc stock nozzle injectors on this thing, and it does great. But like I said, I'm probably in the mid 300s when it comes to horsepower with this thing, if that. Probably between 300 and 350 is where I would guess my truck's at, which, you know, it's great, but if you really want to make power, if you want to go fast, you want more than that. So now with 200cc injectors, it will be, you know, well into the 400 horsepower range and probably up to 500, and it just goes up from there, you know. So now a few of the things you want to consider is you know, custom tuning. You definitely want to get your truck, you know, tuned, custom tuned. And the big thing is, once you start making big power like that, you definitely want to drop some coin into your transmission, because you're gonna fry it fast once you start making horsepower, and that takes a lot of money. So, you know, with your automatic transmissions, we want to get a full, you know, rebuild for, you know, higher horsepower. Our manuals, we want to get a nice beefy clutch from someone like a South Bend. They make great clutches, and you know, that's just, you know, that's my opinion. This is not something that's set in stone. I've never said that I'm an expert on these things. You know, my truck's barely pushing 300 horsepower, so I'm no one to be talking about this, you know, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But, you know, I've been doing enough research about this stuff, you know, that I feel, you know, that I sort of somewhat know. But I do want to hear from you guys to have higher horsepower trucks, because I know that a lot of you that watch my videos do have, you know, higher horsepower trucks. I want to know what you have, what you're pushing, and, you know, things that you recommend to add to this list. Definitely leave them down in the description. And, you know, it's a beautiful day here in my hometown. I'm on top of this pretty cool hill. You can see all around me. I live like way over there on the other side of that little hill right there, and it's beautiful over here. So I'm gonna go enjoy. And one thing, guys, I love guns, you know, I love shooting. That's all cool, it's fun, but when you do come do that, come on, man, pick up your trash, guys. This is just, you know, it's not acceptable. It's a mess. It's a beautiful spot, and, you know, stuff like this really doesn't help us. So if you go shooting, pick up your shells. You know, it's, you know, be courteous. You know, there's no need for all this crap, you know. Let's all enjoy it, but, you know, let's leave it clean. Try and leave it cleaner than than when you came there. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and like I said, if I missed anything, let me know. If you have a high horsepower truck, or even if you don't, let me know what you have, what mods you've done to your truck and all that stuff. I really want to hear from it, so leave it down in the comments. Leave a like if you like this video. Again, leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.